Here we have Napsies, the web reader. So I'm just gonna walk you through on the basics of this. I would recommend watching the mobile app reader first because that deck includes personas, journey flows, sitemaps, and user flows that kind of overlap with this one. But just for a really quick recap, here's a sitemap. Now, this just lays out the basic structure of how the user is going to flow through information, except this sitemap is showing the readings and the class analytics. We still haven't really spoken about class analytics, so for the web version at least, there hasn't really been any space created for that. Okay, so here's your basic sign up page. We already have a home page. When you click to sign up, you're gonna get a pop-up just like this with basic sign up form. User will fill that out and then be taken to a page, or the pop-up will change the content and it'll ask for payment information. And like I said, if you watch the mobile site, the mobile reader first, it's very similar. So you're going to sign up, you're going to create your profile, you're going to add payment information to it. You can send the invoice. Okay, so let's assume the student's paid for. They get to their home screen. Now, here's a home screen, assuming they already have classes. If they don't have classes, the left menu that says classes, class 1, class 2, class 3 are going to be empty. And the reading area on the right will have a call to action to add a class. That will look pretty much like this. And this will also be what happens when the user clicks on edit on the top right of the left menu or add class. So they enter their class code and then they hit OK. And then they get taken to the payment information. If they already have a linked PayPal account, they just confirm that they're paying for the class. If not, they can send the invoice to their parents or whoever is paying for them and get the content paid for that way. So back at the title, like the classes page, this would be the equivalent of the classes page on the mobile reader. Really what's really happening is the content in the left-hand menu is what's changing, while the content in the right-hand menu isn't. So if the student already has done readings, is already signed up for classes, the moment they click into the right area, the reading area, the menu on the left will change accordingly to show that they've made that selection. And I'll get to that in a moment. I want to first start by showing you the left-hand navigation menu and how it's going to work. So we've gone over edit and add class. Now let's say like we have classes added. So you have class 1, class 2, class 3. That'll be like Econ 101. Student selects a class from the left-hand menu, and they get taken to this reading menu. So here's where the articles or the readings or whatever the teacher's assigning are going to show up in the left-hand menu. I also want you to notice that at the top left, at the very top of the left bar, we see like breadcrumbs. So if they want to get back to classes, they click on classes. They know they're at readings. They can order the readings by a few different ways of ordering the readings. So like they click order by, they'll have alphabetical, due date, date assigned, length, etc. Whatever we decide on to have the readings searchable by or organizable by. So let's continue. So here's a reading. You can select the reading on the left. Notes and bookmarks are at the very bottom. Those are also selectable. So let's see what happens when we click on a specific reading. So, okay, in this case, I say click reading 2. Now the breadcrumbs at the top left change accordingly to reflect our position. The title of the reading that we've selected is now located directly below the bookmarks. And then you've got a table of contents, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. And within that table you have sections. I'd also like to add that adding a bookmark to the reading will have maybe a bookmark icon appear to the right of the title of the chapter, just so that the user knows how many bookmarks they've put there. Maybe it makes it easier to organize. Maybe they come in sections, in like the little section menu below the chapter. So I'd also like to point out, so the title of the reading and the reading area. So now that they've selected reading, like this reading area changes to reflect which reading they've selected. So before, you notice they hadn't really selected a reading. If they were in classes, the content in the reading area would be just the last thing they worked on. Once I select a class, the reading would change to the last thing they worked on in that class. And then once they select a different reading, the reading area becomes the reading they selected. Assuming that they just went straight to the last reading they worked on from the top, these bookmarks at the top left and the structure of the menu would change to as if they had gone through the whole process of getting to that reading. That way they have the breadcrumbs to go back to classes to the top and readings for that class, one level above that, or one level above where they currently are. I also want to mention that, like, at the top right, you've got the search bar. That's so you can search the readings for text. And then you've also got at the bottom right this like full screen icon. That's for full screen reading, exactly like the mobile app. You click it, and suddenly you're full screen, and you can search here, and you can do a few other things. You could do anything here that you could do from the smaller reading, the non-full screen reading, except you just don't have the menu for navigation. This is just so the user can focus on reading, getting their things done, and having their screen less cluttered. All right, so let's say they click on a bookmark. They want to look at their bookmarks. Their bookmarks can also appear on the right. These would be all the bookmarks that they chose, and I don't know how exactly we're going to organize this, but I was thinking doing this either by chapter, but if the reading is a smaller reading, you could just do the title of the reading and it would have all the bookmarks for that title. If it was a larger, like a book, then you could have the chapter and the title at the top. That way the bookmarks are easier to navigate through like an accordion menu. So chapter 1, open up to look at all the bookmarks for chapter 1. At the bottom, you can edit the bookmarks to delete or add. Notes, similar. You have your notes on the left. Now this will function a lot similar. Like this will be very similar to how the content of the reading content doesn't change while the left menu changes, because you can have your notes out and you can see them, but you notice that the reading is still there. And that's mainly so you still are aware of what you're looking at and why you're prompted, or why you chose to go to the notes. Like maybe you were reading something and you remembered you had a note on it, or you can compare your notes to the reading. But then once you select a note from the left menu, you get to this area, which is these would be pretty much a list of the notes for the reading that you're on. So these are like notes you've made, so you can cycle through them. They've got the page number, the note name at the top left. The title of the reading is always at the top. You can search your notes just like your readings. You can edit your notes, which would mean you click edit and a little box appears. And then you can click back at the bottom left to go back to the reading. And at the bottom right, you've got your full screen, so you can full screen the notes. Okay, so let's look at how to add notes and bookmarks. What you'll do is you'll hover over the text and it will become highlighted. At that point, when you're hovering over, you'll get two little icons, bookmarks and notes. You can add, you just click on notes or click on bookmarks to add either of those. Bookmarks would be a very simple prompt, just add bookmark, and you can add a title. Entering a note, it's almost exactly the same thing. So bookmarks and notes are going to look exactly the same, except that the text box, the large text box where you would enter the note, won't exist. So bookmarks at the top, they'll say enter new bookmark, and then enter bookmark title. That's optional. You can just save the bookmark, and the title will be the page and the line. With notes, you're going to have this text area where you can enter your note. It could be however long you want it to be, and then you save the note, and it's accessible by the bottom left note button. And also, I just wanted to put this out there. Any input fields or calls to action for anything to change payment information, password, reading, settings goes in this little pop-up window. So pretty much this is just a template so that whenever there's a form to fill out, whether it's for a note, a bookmark, the note you've seen, adding a class you've seen, but something simple from change password, it'll go into this content area. And one thing I forgot to mention is the top right, the profile info settings. That's where you're going to be able to access a change of settings and a few other important uses for the user. So being able to sign out if you're not on your own computer, being able to change your password, being able to change your payment info. Yeah, and that's a quick overview of the reader. All right, thank you.